I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Silly Jedi! Silly Jedi!
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Hey guys, welcome to Star Wars Car Talk. So I've been doing a lot of these live streams on Instagram, so please follow us on Instagram. And you know, this is kind of like my new commute nowadays. It's like an hour drive when I'm driving home, so I figured, you know what, I jump on here every now and then and do a live stream. So what you're gonna watch now is one of my recent live streams, because it started off kind of slow, but it was interesting because I had a nice little group of people that jumped on, and we were talking kind of like sharing stories, or me kind of basically sharing stories of how I got started collecting Star Wars toys, and you know, where we're at in Star Wars right now. So check it out, and may the Force be with you, and make sure you follow us and on Instagram, and like and subscribe, and check out some of our other videos as well. So before I get caught talking and driving and staring at my phone instead of the road, here it is.
Hello, what have we here?
Hello there.
At last! Where have you been?
Nice of you guys to drop by.
Ah, good. New acquisitions.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
I started this whole thing because, you know, I was always like on my personal account, always kind of checking out, and you know, Star Wars accounts and stuff like that. And then it got to a point where, like, you know, my wife just kind of suggested, saying, you know, the boys are really getting into Star Wars. We have 3 boys, and it would be so cool if you should start an account like of just Star Wars, you know, and just share, you know, stuff that you do with the boys, and the stuff that you do, because I've been collecting, and obviously I've been a Star Wars fan for a long time. So I just said, yeah, you know, I should, and we started it, and for a while, actually, early on, I wasn't really the one posting stuff. My wife was, and then I took it over, and then I started being more active, and then I kind of transitioned into using Jedi Toy Masters as the account that I use to basically connect with the Star Wars community. And then my other account, which is my Instagram account, which is in on our page here, is all the links to like my wife and myself and the podcast and everything. That's basically like where I put mostly just kind of like my stuff, and I'm also a photographer, so I'll put stuff on there related to that. But as far as Star Wars, this is where I preside. You know, this is and it's been great. You know, like my boys love it. They love doing videos. They love doing unboxings and reaction videos. Obviously, you've seen, if you've watched our stuff. Let's see, you both have started me getting a collection started. Oh, that's awesome. What exactly are you collecting? I can tell you first, for me, I started collecting, hey Marco, I started collecting shortly after like in the late 90s. You know, I got my younger brother into Star Wars, and then I bought him a bunch of Power of the Force 2 figures. And like one Christmas, I just bought him a bunch. You know, I was in high school and I was working part-time, and I just basically like went all out and bought him like a box full of figures one Christmas. And that kind of started it, where we would like go to Toys R Us every weekend, literally every Sunday afternoon. I was driving then. My parents would let me drive, so either with my mom or without, but my brother and I would jump in the car and we'd go to Toys R Us, which was like 5 minutes away. And Centurion, I'm sorry I can't see all the names, but what's up? Just doing my little afternoon drive live stream here, talking Star Wars and memories and collecting and where we got started. And so I bought a bunch of figures, Power of the Force 2 in late 90s, gave them to my brother and got him into Star Wars. And then we started hitting up Toys R Us's every weekend. And shortly after that, you know, we were buying like some vehicles, and we're saving up to get stuff, more stuff, and playing. I mean, it gave me an excuse to play with my little brother. Like, you know, I'm not ashamed to say I'm an adult man, and I still like playing with toys. I mean, it's, you know, and now that I have sons, it's what you do. But shortly after that, we kind of both looked at each other and we're like, man, like these toys are so cool. Like, we kind of realized, like, people that collected these toys, like, from the originals, man, those toys must be worth a lot of money. Like, I wonder if these toys at some point will be sought after. And we just kind of started buying and kind of just, like, not opening them, just appreciating them. And it kind of morphed into toys that we like to play with and collect to these collectibles, you know, toys that are collectibles that we want to collect and cherish and appreciate and, you know, and see what happens. Like, that was the idea. Let's just see what happens. Let's see. We went to a little comic shop in Ocean City, New Jersey. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff there. Oh, that's cool, man. You know, I just moved further north in New York, and the good thing is that I have more access to multiple Walmarts and Targets and GameStops and an Ollie's, which is kind of like one of these discount stores that sometimes get a lot of good shipments of like toys. But there's one comic book shop that I know for sure of, but they have collectibles, but it's like I find like a lot of times that I go in there, they have like the same stuff. There's not like a revolving door of stuff that you can go check out. So I'm kind of on the hunt for some really cool toy shops that I can go to with my boys and kind of check things out. We've been so busy with this new move that I missed out on a New Jersey toy show that I think just passed a few weeks ago, which I really wanted to go to. But I think they used to do 2 a year, so we're definitely going to try to go to the next one. And once a month, there's a Wayne, New Jersey toy show that I went to with my boys not that long before COVID, and now you know, we really want to try to go again now that things are kind of getting a little bit normal again. But yeah, like, you know, we kind of morphed into having this collection, and you know, I was living at home with my brother, and we just started buying and collecting and putting them in boxes and just kind of storing them. And every so often, we, you know, take them out and spread them out all over the bed and look at them and just appreciate them. And we kept collecting. And then at a certain point, you know, I got married, and then I just kind of stopped. But my brother was still living at home and working part time, and, you know, doing jobs here and there. And he was kind of like still, you know, every time he would go to a Target or a Walmart or whatever, and he would see something, he'd pick it up. And then we would go to the Force Fridays together once like the Disney acquisition came, and then we got Force Fridays and Force Awakens was coming out. That kind of thrusted me back into collecting. And it probably was after the Force Awakens and right before Rogue One was when I really got back into collecting Star Wars toys. Before that, the only thing that I actually bought was I was buying up anything that I saw that was Star Wars, the Play School line of toys, which is meant for little kids, like little babies, little baby figures and stuff. Here, hold on, got a kind of thing here, can't see. Hold on. Hello, Jedi Toy Masters. I'm a fan. David Smith, known as Obi-Wan Kenobi Dooku. Nice, man. Hello. I'm getting a big mail call soon. I'll send you some pics later. Sweet, Commander Prey. I'd love to see it. I'd love to check it out. Yeah, I just was able to. I pre-ordered some stuff from Hasbro Pulse. Still waiting on it. I ordered a couple things from GameStop. Still waiting on it. We're going to be doing a toy unboxing soon, and it's just, man, it's been tough because every time I'm home, we're just so busy with house stuff, you know. But we need to carve out some time so we can be more active on here. So anyway, getting back to the story, right before like Force Awakens and stuff, I was buying up anytime I went into the baby section of any store. I would see like Play School Star Wars toys. It was like Jedi Force or Galactic Force or something like that, and I was just buying that stuff up because we were having our first child, and it was a boy. So I was like, oh man, this guy, I got to get him into Star Wars. And then we had a second boy, and I was like, oh my god, we had a third boy. So now we have 3 boys, all who love Star Wars, and I have a little niece, and I'm getting her into Star Wars. You know, it's gonna happen. I'm you know. So yeah, then I think it was like when the vintage collection started like really pumping stuff out after like Force Awakens was when I was really like, oh man, these figures are so cool. Let me just pick one up here, one up there. And then the Black Series didn't really call my attention early on. It was really after Rogue One that I really got into Black Series because I really liked all the Stormtrooper figures, like the Sand Trooper and the Scarif Trooper, the Death Trooper, like all those. You know, I kind of got into those. But now, fast forward to now, my boys and I are just really into like Clone Wars and like Bad Batch and Mandalorian. Like as far as Black Series, now that we're getting some Clone War figures coming out, man, I'm on top of those. My boys love playing with those, and the Mandalorian stuff. We love Mandalorian. So the vintage line, you know, I've been collecting them, and I've not really been opening them. There's some figures that I do want to open. But it's just like we're having so much fun with a lot of these Black Series figures now that, hey, I am Patrick, that, you know, it's tough to kind of go back to playing with 3 3/4 inch or new 3 3/4 inch, because we have plenty of 3 3/4 inch figures to play with and, you know, get on the floor and stuff. But I'm kind of on that fence now because I do have some figures that I've been saving to open with the boys that are 3 3/4 that I know they'll love. But we're having so much fun with some of these Black Series figures now. So, and the nice thing about Black Series figures that I've noticed, and I mean, you can say the same thing about 3 3/4 inch, because I think Star Wars Collector, what's up? I think it's interesting that for me at least, maybe you guys as well, but for me, I feel like it like the Black Series figure is so easy to buy one and take it out of the box, and you can use it for photography. You can leave them on a shelf and pose them, or you can literally play with them. And as long as you're not really breaking them, if you save the box, the resale value on them is pretty good. Like you can almost, depending on the figure, obviously, like if it's a good figure, like if it's, you know, a Captain Rex or like a figure that's really popular, sought after, like you could potentially, you know, if at some point I'm like, oh, I got to get rid of all these 6-inch figures. They're taking up too much space. We're not into them. Whatever. Like the resale value is pretty good, even open, even loose. With 3 3/4, I find that the ones that are really valuable right now is anything Clone Wars. You know, like people aren't really charging an arm and a leg for like a Luke, you know, a loose Luke that's maybe missing the lightsaber or something. Like those are kind of like just like average price, like maybe retail or like below retail. But anything Clone Wars, oh man, like, which kind of sucks for me because my boys love Clone Wars, and it's been hard for me. It's gotten harder. Like it wasn't that bad a couple years ago. I would find a figure here or there on eBay, and you know, that's how I was able to get a lot of Clone Wars figures for my boys. But or even here on Instagram, you know, sometimes there's a couple of people that will run sales or claim sales on Instagram, and you know, you're able to buy one, buy a few or whatever. But it's like, man, they're getting up there, man. Like I was kind of hoping at some point, oh man, I'll pick up maybe some battle droids, and you know, maybe some like the droid droids, or like anything Clone Wars. It's like the droid separatists, you know, because, you know, my boys like to battle. They got all their clones and stuff, but they got nobody to battle. We have like maybe like two battle droids, and you know, like then we have to kind of pretend make other figures be the bad guys, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, loose Clone Wars era figures are, wow, even loose are just as expensive as like a brand new Black Series figure, which is kind of crazy. Haven't found too much new stuff here in Southwest Florida. Yeah, you know, it's hit or miss, man. I that's why you gotta follow, like, you know, like Kylo Collector, because he'll repost things that people are finding. But it's like, man, there was a time, not that, like a couple years ago, where like people were posting like down in Florida at the Ross stores, finding like amazing stuff down there at like these discount stores. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, the AT-ATs, they had the Black Series AT-ATs, 3 3/4 inch figure, Black Series AT-ATs going for like $10, and it was crazy. But yeah, that's kind of like where we are right now with our collection. I have tons of stuff in storage now, and I'm looking forward to finishing up this space that I have. It's going to be the Jedi Toy Master Studio / office / YouTube studio. And you know, once it's finished up, man, I want to put up some shelves and stuff and really be able to display most, if not all, of the collection that we have. And it'll give me a chance to also weed out some of the stuff that maybe we can sell. Maybe we'll do some claim sales here. Jakku Junk Collector. You know, I gotta tell you, man, anytime I'm on Instagram or we're doing a live ourselves, my boys are always on the lookout for a Jakku Junk Collector. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I know what it is. They remember you because like a while back you had sent us some stuff, and they've never forgotten about that. They're always like that name, Jakku Junk Collector. So anytime we do a live stream, they're always like, is Jakku Junk Collector on there? I'm just like, so they love you, man. You got 3 fans at home. But anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking around, man. This is my commute home now. It's about an hour commute every day to and from work. And it's been pretty good. It's one of those things, not to get off topic, but it's like, it's nice when you can, what does it say? He doesn't send or give his pops anything. I sent you a picture of my collection. Sweet, man. I can't wait to check it out. I'm glad it makes you feel good, Jakku Junk Collector. You deserve it, man. Awesome collector. Check him out if you're not following him. But thanks for riding with me here, man. You know, not to get off topic, but it's as tiring as it's been to move to a new house, our first house, and all the work. You know, it's just a lot of stuff. We're redoing bathrooms and kitchens and all kinds of stuff, and I'm doing a lot of the work myself with my dad, and it's so tiring, like physically tiring, like my hands hurt. But it's so rewarding, even though just after this drive, this is like my unwinding drive. And when I get home, it's good to be home. It's good to be home. Like, a house is a house, but home is what you make. And it's good to be home. It's good to like be able to have a backyard to sit on. I mean, nothing against people that live in apartments and love living in an apartment or a condo or whatever. Because yeah, man, I always used to say, like, man, the problem with New York apartments is that I was spoiled in visiting my friends in Miami and seeing how apartments are in South Florida, where you get so much more amenities. You get a gym and a pool, and the buildings are so much newer and all that stuff. Like, but anyway, I'm getting off topic. This is Star Wars. What's up? I can't see the name here. Cedar Wall, and yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's never ending. That's what I hear. That's why you do a 30-year mortgage, because it's going to take you 30 years to finish everything that you're doing. And by the time you're done, then you're going to be like, all right, I guess I'll sell this house now and go buy an apartment in Florida. It all comes full circle. That's the circle of life right there. You know, you grow up living in a tiny apartment, dreaming about a house, and then you get a house, and then you spend 30 years fixing it up and making it perfect, and then you realize, all right, I'm done. Let me sell this thing and get an apartment again. Yep, it's crazy. Life is crazy. Life is crazy. Your home is your home, my friend. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I mentioned this before, but one of the advantages of where we live now is I literally have access to not even less than 10 minutes away. I have this huge shopping area in the next town over. There's a Target, there's a Walmart. There used to be a Toys R Us, unfortunately. There's a comic book shop. There's an Ollie's, and what else? and a couple other stores. Like, I mean, there's even like a Burlington co-factory, which here in the northeast, sometimes Burlington co-factories tend to, you know, they're hit or miss, but you find stuff all like marked down stuff in places like that. But yeah, and then even on this commute on this ride, there's like maybe 3 targets that I pass. So it's kind of cool that you know, if I wanted to do a proper toy hunt and spend a few hours doing a proper toy hunt, I got options. There's like two Walmarts not that far from me here, and 2 Targets not that far, and 2 Best Buys not that far from here, and 2 GameStops also not that far. So I can't complain, man. It's not bad at all. Of course, with all the money I'm spending on stuff for the house, I'm not gonna have anything left for toy hunts. But I can't wait to I can't wait to show you guys the space that we have for our Jedi Toy Master Studio, and everything's in boxes right now, but I'd love to be able to do videos and have stuff on display. And there's so much Star Wars content right now to talk about, like with the Bad Batch and ObiWan series being in the making right now, and the Andor series that's probably wrapping up, and we got the Book of Boba Fett coming out later this year, and everything else that's on the horizon for next year. Oh man, there's so much juicy Star Wars content. It's gonna be great. Flea markets are a gold mine for cheap toy hunts. Yes, I know, man. I now that we're up here this summer, I gotta do some searches for flea markets in the area. Not even a month ago, when those 50th anniversary Lucasfilm figures came out at Target, the ones that look like the Clone Wars figures, but they were 6-inch. I went to a Target, on my way up to the house, because we were still painting and in the midst of working on it. And I stopped at Target, and surely enough, I was able to get Anakin, Echo, and the clone pilot. And then when I hit the next Target, I was able to find one ObiWan, which is great. So pretty soon we're gonna do a toy unboxing on those. The boys have no idea yet. But at that Target, there were 2 dudes there, obviously collectors, and they were waiting for the lady to literally break open the boxes and put them on the shelf. So when they saw me looking in the aisle, they called me over. They're like, "Hey, they're right here." And they had, they were waiting for Marvel Legends stuff that was coming out too. Let's see what we got here. Can't wait to see the live with you and the boys. Yes, it's soon, man. We've just been so busy. Hopefully they do an Old Republic Star Wars series. Oh man, that would be so cool. With the Bad Batch and all these other shows that are being produced. Oh man, it would be great. You know what else? What else I would love? This is. I think we're in a time now where stuff from the Legends, expanded universe, is making its way into Star Wars content that's canon. They need to make Shadows of the Empire a canon story. Because when you really think about it, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in 96, I think it was, when it came out, man, Shadows of the Empire was I never read the book, but I played the video game, and I remember seeing the comics, and I think I listened to the audiobook of it years ago, which I need to revisit. It's basically a Star Wars movie that takes place in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. And man, I know that at this point they can never make that into a feature-length movie, but how cool would it be if they made that into an animated movie? Not an animated show, make it into an animated movie. That way it could be kind of one and done, that you just tell the story. And it would be so cool. Basically, it tells the story of after Empire, Boba Fett has Han Solo and Carbonite. He's on his way to take him to Jabba, and he goes on his other adventure, and Luke and Leia and Obi and Chewie and Lando, they're trying to rescue Han, and they end up getting sidetracked and go on this adventure. And there's this other character that's introduced that was introduced in the video game, and man, it's just such. It's like this untapped story that they could totally make it into an animated movie. You know, just this little, like, how make it like, you know, like a Star Wars story. You know, like how Rogue One is a Star Wars story, and like Solo is a Star Wars story, and you know, this ObiWan series was supposed to be an Obi-Wan movie. It was supposed to be a Star Wars story, Obi-Wan. And then now it's a series. So you know what? Take the story of Shadows of the Empire and make it into an animated movie. You can even get Mark Hamill to voice Luke. There's so many actors out there that sound at least very much like Harrison Ford. You know, man, just do it. Dave Filoni needs to go ahead and talk to Disney. I know. I mean, thankfully he has a little bit more power these days as far as the creative process at Lucasfilm. You know, he's basically in charge of Star Wars right now. So it would be awesome if they did that. It would. Anyway, I've been talking for a while. What does it say here? Been getting a few of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Legacy Hilts. I have Luke's, Rey's, Mace, Windu, and Darth Vader. Wow, man, I envy you with that, because I first of all, I haven't been to Galaxy's Edge yet. That's something that now we gotta like save up for. So we have like a little, you know, we have our little separate piggy bank that we've been saving up for Galaxy's Edge. And actually, you just reminded me. I had a bunch of patches made up. I don't have my hat here, but I stuck one on my hat. Really cool patches that say that has our Jedi Toy Masters logo on it. I think what I'm gonna do is create like an Etsy store and put them on there if anybody wants to buy one. And you know, I don't want to overcharge for them, but at the same time, the reason I had them made was because I was planning on using it as kind of like a fundraiser thing, where, you know, we can use the money that we make from selling these patches to put it towards our Galaxy's Edge trip, because my boys have never been to Disney. I've only been to Disney once as an adult. I went for my 30th birthday, and the year that I went for my 30th birthday, the Star Wars park, the Star Tours section that's in Hollywood Studios, was closed for repairs. Like, I spent my whole life trying to get there, and then I get there and it's closed. I was so bummed. I mean, I had a great time, but I was so bummed. But yeah, we definitely want to go down to Florida and go to Disney with the boys and do the whole Galaxy's Edge thing. You know, like each of them, you know, we're all gonna have to get lightsabers. I mean, come on. You know, and that's an expense. We're all gonna like come back with something, and you know, go on the rides multiple times. So we definitely have to save up for it. And so anyway, and we can't wait. I can't wait to take my boys too. Let me and Jakku Junk Collector know if you come down to Florida. Yes, well, definitely. I mean, once that trip, the day that I tell my boys that we're going, I'll probably do a live, you know, so you guys can see their excitement. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. Realistically, it'll probably be something that maybe the latter half of next year, like, because we were planning on doing it. If we did do it, we were planning on going like in the fall, not in the middle of the summer where it's so hot and icky. Like, I went to Disney in October and I loved it. It was nice. It was warm. It was cool. Not hot. It was perfect. So, best case scenario, we're talking about next October. I don't think we can. This October will be kind of tough. Next October 2022 is probably more realistic. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get a knock on the door from Publishers Clearinghouse. You know, you never know. Maybe I'll look in my pants pocket and find that lotto ticket, that winning lotto ticket that I didn't even know that I had. You never know. But anyway, we'll see how that goes, guys. Anyway, I'm almost getting home, so I'm gonna end it here. thanks for tuning in. I'll like I said, I'm gonna do these as much as I can. See if anybody jumps on here. Maybe I think I had seen somebody do a request for a share. I'm sorry I missed it. But yeah, I'll definitely next time I see somebody like request to do video, I'll bring you on and we can chat. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do these more often. This is my commute, Star Wars afternoon drive. But guys, thanks for accompanying me home, and may the Force be with you always.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.